The Kickstarter for Eternal Ruins, the role-playing game, was successfully funded and has hit many of its stretch goals, including added rules for solo play. The next goals are an original soundtrack and expanded encounters. Thank you so much to everyone who has backed it so far, and if you haven't already, please check it out at the link below. The campaign will be running until February 26th. Welcome back to the Eternal Ruins. In this entry I will speak of curses, what they are, how you could become afflicted by one, and the ways in which they manifest. Life in the ruins is difficult. Often it starts with a small mistake, misplacing your food or getting lost, and then more mistakes happen, again and again, until a story builds in your mind. You are doomed. There is no hope. If you aren't able to fend off these thoughts, you will inevitably fall into despair. Most wanderers can save themselves before they reach this point. A hot meal made with care, the sound of birds fluttering among the distant spires, or time spent with a fellow wanderer can quiet the voices of despair until they are a distant memory. But you must understand that we are not alone in the ruins. Demons are beings of pure emptiness that will do anything to feed off of the emotions, memories, and experiences that make us who we are. Their goal isn't to physically harm or kill you, but to overwhelm your mind. When you encounter one, you'll be faced with terrifying visions indiscernible from reality. Distorted memories play out as if for the first time. The environment twists into disorientating, dangerous shapes. You may even experience terrible pain, far worse than anything in the physical realm. When your mind can no longer withstand the onslaught, it breaks. In this state, you become catatonic. Your very essence, your soul, is laid bare, and the demon is freed to feast, sating itself on your closest memories. It is while your soul is left exposed that it becomes vulnerable to spiritual ailments. This is how a curse takes root. These afflictions might be unclean remnants from the demons themselves, or they may originate from the ruins. This place is overflowing with energy, and not all of it is benevolent. When you finally come around after falling to despair, you might struggle with speech, memory, or simple awareness. Even as your senses return, the path to recovery is long. Lingering flashbacks may plague you, and your sense of self may take time to rebuild. Your memories will be diminished, particularly those you cherish most. It is during this strained time that the first signs of a curse might appear. Curses initially manifest in subtle, almost benign ways. Dreams more vivid than reality, only being able to think in rhyme, or even swirling spirals appearing on the skin. Many of us choose to ignore these signs. We are just trying to keep on going, to move on, and this is exactly when the curse deepens. It may even present an unexpected benefit that feels like a gift. As you continue to use this gift, the curse's grasp tightens until the cost far outweighs the benefits. While the timing varies, misfortune and despair seem to only help it take hold. If you leave a curse untended, you will eventually lose yourself to it, becoming something new and dangerous, a remnant of regret, anger, and longing. Whatever is left of you will traverse the ruins, bringing only harm to any life it encounters. This final transformation is incredibly perilous to those around you, which is why so many wanderers are cautious to travel with the afflicted. However, do not despair, wanderer, for a curse can be removed before it fully takes hold. It is no simple feat, but rumors persist of powerful spirits, ancient relics, or even hidden places in the ruins where a curse can be expelled. I have even heard tell that the bond that a demon keeper holds with their demon helps to stall the progress of a curse. Some desperate wanderers even volunteer themselves for binding. There might be something to this. After all, those taken to a demon's sanctum are kept in stasis to be perpetually fed upon. They are no doubt cursed, yet the affliction lies dormant while they remain in that stupor. Perhaps demons do not wish for their sustenance to be spoiled, or perhaps they fear what a cursed wanderer can become. I have heard many tales of curses, some of them hard to believe, but the story of Tomu haunts me still. Tomu was a quiet wanderer who preferred the company of a small group to wandering alone. While they were being hunted by a powerful demon named Gloom the Grasping, Tomu fell into despair. He awoke a bell later by campfire, surrounded by worried companions who saved him from being dragged away by demon keepers. The trauma lingered, but something else accompanied it. It began as a dark smudge that appeared on his arm, and his shadow flickering strangely by firelight. Fearful of being left behind, Tomu hid this from the others. As they journeyed on, the smudge spread into a lattice of shadow. Sometimes, after the dusk bell rang, Tomu found that he could almost disappear into the twilight. Soon his fellow wanderers heard him muttering to his own shadow, arguing with it as if afraid of being replaced. It wasn't long before his companions finally discovered his curse. Tomu's heart sank as he saw the horror on their faces and the unspoken question, should we leave him behind? As despair took him one final time, the lattice of shadow on his arm surged, drowning his form until he was nothing more than an empty silhouette. The campfire was snuffed out as if the light itself had been consumed. Screams rang out through the halls, followed by a silence far worse than the noise. When the next wanderers passed that way, the fire was long dead. There was no sign of a struggle, only a cluster of shadows burned into the stone floor.